Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monday edition of the Power Hour, 25 minutes past the hour, whatever hour you're in. Come on, join the ride, folks. Get on the Power Hour seesaw. It's a bumpy ride, but you know what? It's fun. Knowledge is power. 25 minutes past the hour. This is Dave.
And Joyce.
And we're talking with Bob Chapman from the International Forecaster. And we went into the break here. I wanted to set up a question. Now, we've been seeing that the half of the bailout money has already been gone. Bernanke is questioned about it. He says, well, maybe, I don't know, let me check. So maybe we can tell you what we did with the money. At the same time, we've seen major airlines setting up not one but two nonstop flights from Washington, D.C. to the Cayman Islands. And I'm sitting here, wait a second, why would they all of a sudden have nonstop flights? Cayman is where you go stash money, get it out of the country. My question, Bob, is, first of all, do you believe that that's what's happening with money? Because a lot of suspicions are now really rampant about where's this money going? Is it really going to help anything? Or are they just sucking as much money out of this country as they can before the dollar collapses? The question is, what do we do? Let's say that I had $10,000 in gold and I wanted to get it out of the country. First part, do you see all of the money being sent offshore? And second part, what can we do to do the same?
Well, first of all, I think the money that could be going offshore could belong to banks and international corporations, many of whom have subsidiaries in tax-oriented jurisdictions. And I think that's probably what you're seeing, and there's probably the attorneys running back and forth.
You think the banks are sending all the money offshore?
Well, they could be sending some of it. I don't know. You see, it doesn't matter where the money resides. If they're either going to use it or they're not. And if they're not using it, maybe they want to send it there for some reason. I really can't answer that. All I know is that the $350 billion that they won't tell us where it went to all went to the banking community. And the banking community should have been allowed to go bankrupt. But the Federal Reserve can't allow that because that's their shareholders. See,
that's where I'm going. What if the banks took all the money, they've taken it offshore, and they're converting it to some other currency? I mean, you talk about economic treason. I mean, is this a possibility? Would there be some financial reason why banks would want to preserve all this money?
Well, their balance sheet, of course, but they could be doing what you said. They could be buying other currencies. They could be using the money to go into the stock market or the bond market. They could be depositing it with the Federal Reserve, which some of them are doing.
All right, let me go into part two of the question, because there have been a lot of folks out here that I've spoken to in the past couple of years that have been fleeing the country. I know some folks that have gone to Australia. I know friends that have gone to New Zealand. I know some folks that went to Costa Rica. I know some people that are in Nicaragua. I mean, they're going out. They're leaving. And they want to get whatever money. Some folks were able to have some gold or silver. How do you convert that, or can you take it with you? How do you get, because people are saying, how do I take this stuff? What am I going to do?
Well, first of all, you must find out what the rules are in the country that you're going to. And can you bring gold and silver into the country? Second of all, then you must find out if there is a viable market for gold and silver, say coins or bullion, in that country that you're going to. And so my advice to people, well, goodness gracious, we get hundreds of letters on this subject because many, many people are leaving the country. My recommendation is you find out what the rules are where you're going. And once you find out that, let us say that you are going to another country and they said, we do have gold and silver coins for sale in this country, and they're at these outlets here when they have them. And as we know, there's a shortage to some degree. And so you say to the country, well, can I bring in $500,000 and buy gold and silver coins in your country without any problem? And if they say yes, well, then you do that. Carrying coins across borders is difficult. It's not easy. And, it raises all kinds of questions if you get stopped going out. And it all depends on how you go out. And the chances of being asked leaving the United States by vehicle are far smaller than they are by plane. So if you had $500,000 in gold coins and you get on the flight and you declared it, which you're supposed to do, then you'd get a million questions. Who knows what you'd go through?
Yeah, right.
Whoa, so if you leave, you need to leave all your goodies behind it. We're going to be right back after this 3-minute break. Stay tuned to the Power Hour. Our guest can be reached at theinternationalforecaster.com for a complimentary copy. Call 877-479-8178. Back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned to the Power Hour.
My concern right now is we've all been watching the gold market, the metals market, and a lot of us have been seeing, why is it not going through the roof? I mean, if there is no gold, no silver, supply and demand demands that the price go up. I'm afraid that what's been happening is that this money from the bailout is being converted, and they're manipulating the market, keeping the price down while they suck as much wealth, whether it be in U.S. dollars into conversion to other currencies or real metals. Is there any possibility that the bad boys are sucking whatever metals left out of here?
Well, there's no question about it. The largest position in gold and silver bullion is in the central bank's hands. It always has been. One central bank does not trust another central bank for collateral with its currency because they know they get it for free. So they want something that actually holds value. So they actually hold on to gold. And when you go to HSBC in New York or some of these huge vaults that are used for trading gold and silver, the largest holders or hoarders of gold are the central banks. And, of course, here in the United States, when we were forced to turn our gold over to the government, everybody thought we turned it over to the United States government, but it wasn't. It was a Federal Reserve Bank branch or agency. So they're the ones that ended up with it. And they use it because it's collateralization against a fiat currency. Their fiat currency is worthless to another country's central bank.
Well, that's why they all trade.
Let's give the phone number. Excuse me, we've got to get back to our guest. Let's give the phone number for Midas. If you're interested in learning more about this, 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237. And remember the book from Jekyll Island, The Creature from Jekyll Island, and the free coin that Ted Anderson is giving away. Are you still doing that, Ted?
Oh, yeah, $26.45, in which, by the way, starting February 2nd, along with the people being able to order the International Forecaster off of Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck, George Norrie. I will be also running that Creature from Jekyll Island spot on there as well because I want people to start questioning the Federal Reserve System. The people are hungry out there, Joyce. Right now they're hungry for answers.
Yeah, but wait a minute. Go back, George Norrie, and tell. What were you saying?
I'm talking about Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Glenn Beck, George Norrie, the premier group of talk shows right now. I'm going to run in the Creature from Jekyll Island spot on there.
Let's include the Power Hour with that.
Well, yeah, sure, love to. It's there too, but I'm just telling you right now. People right now they're hungry for answers. They want to know what caused this problem. Everybody right now. They have a built-in hatred for the people in Washington D.C., Paulson and in the like. Bernanke, I guess Paulson's going out. It's going to be the new guy coming in now. But one way or the other, people want answers. They want to know what's going on, and I just want to have people questioning these talk show hosts.
That's great. That is fantastic. I think that's going to be wonderful. That's going to be a good shot in the arm for the GCN network.
Well, thank you.
Ted, thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Boy, that's going to be really exciting if that happens.
Thank you very much. And again, Midas is 800-686-2237. Oh, I can hardly wait to see that happen. Anyway, we're going to get back to our International Forecaster editor, Bob Chapman. And to get a complimentary copy of that, call this number, 877-479-8178. Now, you get one copy to decide if you want to subscribe to it. Get your copy, and I'm sure you're going to want to subscribe because it comes out about a couple of times a week. That is the email version of it, the online version, and it is just absolutely on target is all I can say about that. Let me go back to the unemployment issue because it's not going to get any better. Bob, where do you see this going? Let's kind of give some, I don't know if we can give predictions through 2009, but where do you think we're going to be in unemployment at the end of this year?
I think probably it'll go up between now, probably in July, and real unemployment, which is U6, we'll call it 13 and 7/8. It'll go up to 15% or higher. Then you're going to have a moderating influence from the money that's being dumped into the economy. So it'll probably hold there, might improve a little, and after 3 or 6 months, it'll fall apart again, and then they'll need another injection. And so I see unemployment substantially higher before the end of the year. The ability to work off the real estate inventory is going to be highly difficult. I noticed that we projected 4.5 years ago